Awesome, awesome. Welcome in, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I am super excited to chat with this agent, Erick Claudio. Eric, thank you so much once again for hopping in last minute. I know I reached out to Eric yesterday. And I was like, "Hey, my person for producers fell through. Like, would you mind popping in?" And he graciously agreed. So thank you so much. I'm excited to chat with you about your business, get to know you a little bit more, and kind of go through everything.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you guys. Nice to meet you all. I'm Erick Claudio. I hope my story, you guys can take a piece of it and, apply it to your life and your business. And we're all here to grow and help each other.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So, I mean, diving right in, Eric, man, what got you started in the real estate industry?
Um, well, I started when I was 18 years old. I didn't know anybody in the business. I had been working in sales, retail sales, since I was about 14. And I always had a passion for meeting people and selling and just that kind of world. So when I was 18, graduating high school, I was like, what do I do? I had an economics teacher who showed us his real estate portfolio. And one day it just occurred to me, I'm like, what's the biggest, best thing I could sell, make a ton of money? I was like, buildings, real estate. And there was a office in Bell Gardens, the city I grew up in, that had a big old sign that said real estate classes forming now. Just called them up, and that's when my journey started. So it was just a curiosity of the business, the little bit of background I had with sales, and just my desire to increase my family's opportunities and our lifestyle and everything in general.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing, man. Just kind of saw the sign and was like, let's do it. Why not? Dive right
Yeah,
in, right?
yeah. I told my girlfriend at the time, who's not my fiance, I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna get into real estate, and she was like, it's just some crazy idea you have right now, and here I am, 7 years later, still here. So I guess it wasn't just a crazy idea.
Love that. So 7 years in the business, what would you say one of your biggest obstacles have been just kind of going through?
Well, I think one of like just like everybody else is gaining clients, right? Gaining a momentum, learning how to market yourself, being disciplined on all those aspects, as well as finding the right kind of guidance, right? There's a lot of stuff out there that you don't know is always accurate. So just finding people that are willing to help you, that have a record themselves. That was kind of hard to do, which I did eventually find. And just gaining a momentum, being disciplined, and finding your client base, and prospecting. Prospecting is very uncomfortable, but I think it's pretty much a challenge mostly everybody faces. Is getting things going.
Yeah.
The first 3 years were tough, and then it picked up.
No,
But then
definitely.
I think back, I was a 19-year-old trying to sell a house.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, Um, but that's amazing. What would you say your biggest achievement has been?
Closing like 5 escrows in 1 month. That was cool.
Wow.
So, that was cool. And then just throughout the course of it, finding myself, deciding like this is actually something I really want to do for a long time. A lot of people, I see a lot, I'm 25, I see a lot of people my age still figuring it out, people way older than me still figuring it out. I think my greatest achievement is like I found it early on, and I'm excited about it for the years to come.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. You've been able to build such an amazing career only at 25. That's awesome. Something. So
Thank
hats
you.
off to you for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
What would you say has been like the one thing, like your ultimate key to success with building your real estate career?
Um, I gotta say it's been just the consistency. I know it's probably things that people hear often, but it's simple. It's the truth. It's the consistency. It's the discipline. It's the willingness to do what others are not, that is gonna really put you forward. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just working hard on a daily basis. It's tough when you're working and you're working and you're working and you don't see the results. But I'm a huge believer in manifestation. So like if you, behind me, I have a sign, my quote. It says, probably can't read it from here, but it says, if you truly believe it, it's already yours. So I talk about that a lot. I'm like, look, even though we're doing an open house and, nothing really happened, you're still building momentum toward that manifestation, because you're there intentionally, and it's all just momentum that builds. And then things happen where all of a sudden you got 5 escrows going on in 1 month, and then you go, okay, that made up for the last 4 months of slow business. So yeah, I think that was the biggest thing, is the consistency, the discipline, and never stopping believing in yourself.
Absolutely, man. I love that. So we definitely chat about that quite a bit. Time on task over time, right? So it's
Right,
not about just doing that one activity, it's about doing it consistently and
right,
maintaining that, like you said, maintaining that momentum for
right.
sure over time. And that's really where you see the result and you see the most growth, is just being consistent in the activities, even the boring stuff that you, like you said, you don't see an immediate result that
Right,
same day, and over time, boom, 5
right.
I know I would love to have 5 escrows in 1 month.
That's something that I've certainly gotten to understand, is about the real estate game. It's a long game,
Mhm.
right? Like, I meet somebody today, we're gonna build rapport over the next few weeks. We're gonna get you qualified. We're gonna shop for homes. We're gonna go through a 30-day escrow. It's absolutely a long game. And around year 3, when my business started picking up, is when I finally just accepted that. I said, this is, you can't, it's not like a car dealership. You can walk in and probably walk out with a car today. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a rapport. So you got to just maintain it on a daily basis.
Absolutely, that's something that I wish, I would have known in the very beginning. I got
Yeah.
on watching HGTV and seeing them flip houses, in
Yeah.
what seemed like a day, and then all of a sudden they got this, $100,000 commission. So I'm like, "Oh, real estate will
Right.
be easy. Sure,
Yeah.
why not?" Uh,
Yeah. It's not like Selling Sunset, for sure, if you guys have seen the
n
show.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very, very different. So I love that. Um, so following you on social media, you have like amazing, amazing content. Like, I
Thank
mean, from the video quality to the content, absolutely awesome. What would you say, or how has social media impacted your business thus far?
Well, I've learned to love creating the content. So it's impacted my business, first of all, as I enjoy doing that, and I feel like I've gotten better over time. But besides that, I think agents have to understand that, you post something on your social media, you get the same 100, 200 people looking at your story. Like, for me, I've gotten those 100, 200 people have been watching my story for 5 years. I've sold real estate to multiple people from that group, because they've been reminded time and time again that I'm a realtor, right? In one way or the other, by posting a house, by posting a real estate fact or real estate data, right? It's like that's kind of your way of reminding them all the time, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm here. Of course, try to make it entertaining, make it fun, but you don't have to have a million likes and a million followers for that real estate content to do something. So it's just more about reminding people in an entertaining, fun way that you're a realtor, and when they need you, they're going to hit you up. That's a recent perspective that I've had shifted on the business lately. Is, when I look back at my transactions, it's all been mostly sphere of influence. It's been open houses. Very little has come from like the heavy cold calling I did for a long time and things like that. So I started to shift my perspective from, okay, instead of just cold people, trying to focus on all these cold people all the time, which I still do, but I'm like, I need to find a way. I need to meet people in the world, the real life, genuinely build a connection with them, connect with them on social media, and then that's when they're going to be constantly reminded that I'm a realtor. Like, let's build that group of 100, 200 people that view your story to 300, 400 over time. So that's kind of how it's impacted my business, and how, I use it today. I've had people that I'm like, they've been watching my story for 3 years, and now we're finally looking at a house together. So never stop the posting, but try to make it as cool. Try to get better with it. The videos are cool to make, and it's not that hard to do, guys. You just got to put in a little bit of effort, be a little creative, and it's not even expensive. Like the videos I post, a lot of them I just do on my iPhone. Just do on my iPhone. I mess with the camera. I use CapCut to edit it. Takes a little bit of time, but I think it's worth the time invested.
Awesome. I mean, man, you just dropped so many really awesome gems. One thing I wanted to double tap on, you had mentioned, focusing on that small group of 100 to 200. I know a lot of times, as agents, when we're thinking posting on social media, we're like, if it doesn't go viral, then like we didn't do a good job. Like we didn't get enough views. It's like, no,
Right.
stay consistent. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, time on task over time, like keep doing the activities, keep doing the things, stay consistent, staying in front of people. So
Yeah. Yeah, because the day will come, you're gonna get that random DM saying, "Hey, Eric, we've been looking for a house. Can you help us out?" And then there you go. So, and when you look at all that time over time, momentum that we talked about, it's like, okay, you see it, you start to see it.
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. So what advice would you give to agents that are looking to kind of start their social media platform and kind of get that ball rolling?
People like to see properties. People like seeing houses. Like they're on Zillow all day. They're on looking at properties all the time. So that's a good way to start. I know Instagram and has been really liking the reels. So find a cool way to do a video, do some reels, grab yourself. I have a gimbal. I'm actually using it, holding my phone right now, so I can't show it to you guys. Cost me $100 on Amazon. It's like something you attach to the phone and it holds your phone super steady. So you can go take some nice property videos, grab them. Even Instagram and TikTok, they do the editing for you. If you want to sync it with the music, you just kind of put in the videos and it'll sync it for you. So that's a good way to start. Properties and your face. People want to see your face. They want to see you talking. They want to look at, how handsome you look. They want to look at your fresh haircut like mine. You know what I mean? And they want to just see you, that you're active and doing something. So that's a great way to start. Videos for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. We talk a lot about, when it comes to social media, having that 80-20 balance, right? So 80% of it is literally just you showing off your personality
Yeah.
and what you bring to the table, who you are, because that's what people are going to want to do business with. They want to do business with people that they know, love, and trust. And if they like you, they're going to call you. And then also
Exactly.
constantly reminding with that 20%, I'm an agent. I'm an agent. I sell houses,
Right.
real estate. I know the market. I know the interest rates. I know all these things, but I'm also really, really fun and really cool and exciting, energetic.
Exactly, exactly. You hit it right on the right, exactly, Carlos. Because that's what I've been doing a little bit more. Like if you look at more of my recent posts, they've been a few more personal ones. Like I did a Fourth of July one, I did a beach day with my family one, because they also want to see, like you said, that you're a person who does fun stuff just like them. Because again, going back to it's a long game, right? You're going to be spending a lot of time with these people. They're going to be spending a lot of time with you. They want to know that they can like hang out with you, and have a good time with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, they wanna like you.
Right,
So
exactly,
show them you.
exactly.
Awesome. So what are some strategies? I know this market has been kind of crazy for everybody. What are some strategies that you kind of implemented to help navigate the market and to keep business flowing?
Currently what I'm doing is I am distributing 2,000 postcards a month. Let me see, let me show you guys. Kind of looks like this. So I found two neighborhoods, one in Redondo Beach, one in Carson, just that are very active, 1,000 homes, right? And what I do is I print out every month the last month's real estate stats and events for the next area, and then a little ad about myself in the bottom, right? So my goal, these two neighborhoods have about 50 transactions a year in each of them. So my goal is to gain 10% of the business, right? So that's 5 transactions for the whole year in each neighborhood. And I'm aiming for 2 neighborhoods. So that's my long-term strategy that I'm applying right now. But the key is to be out there. They're gonna see this same postcard every month. If I see somebody in the driveway, have a chit chat with them, talk to them about what's going on. For sellers at least, right? Because I'm really targeting sellers right now. And social media, like we already talked about, and networking, providing value everywhere I go. My gym, I have I go to UFC gym right here on Hawthorne Boulevard. You can't wear. I have a shirt under my sweater right now. It has my logo. It has on the back. It says "Ask me about real estate, buy, sell, invest." So everybody at the gym sees that every single day. At my church, everybody at my church knows I'm in real estate. So that, like, applying that networking aspect to it, adding them on social media, but for sure, my long-term strategy right now are these postcards. Something else I've been doing this week, 10, I'm driving around finding about 5 to 10 messed up homes, fixer uppers, right? Uh, and actually door knocking those, saying, hey, guys and cash buyers who want to buy, because I do right now. So that's kind of, the strategy I'm taking on it right now. Of course, we talked about you never know where it's going to come from, but as long as you're out there every single day trying, something's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Consistency. I,
Consistency.
I
Right.
love
Right.
how you saying incorporating like your everyday life into literally building the business. Wearing your t-shirt to the gym is genius.
Yeah.
That's a great way to
Yeah.
kind of strike up conversation because it's a conversation starter, right? And
Right.
that's what we're looking for.
I got like 20 of them. People come up to me. Hey, how's the market? Hey, oh, you do real estate, right? And you just have a conversation about it. So, and that's what it takes over time. I know it's gonna result to some transactions.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we chatted briefly and we said, we have some new agents on the call. So what advice would you kind of give to agents that are just starting out in the business that maybe you don't have, a huge following just yet?
Um, it's free to post content. So like we talked about, it's all about the approach you want to take. I did cold calling for a long time. When I looked at my return on time invested with the cold calling, I didn't like the results on that. Open houses, get into every open house that you can, because that's where that's been the best way for me to get business. I remember I had a couple of transactions last year where I met the seller at one open house. I met another buyer at the open house. I connected those two. That seller wanted to buy the replacement, so it ended up being like 2, 3 transactions over a course of a few months. So open houses are huge. Try to get into every open house you can, because those are real live conversations you can have with people on, like, on the spot, not just like role playing like we do at the office and stuff sometimes. So what I do nowadays, I have my own open houses that I can do. But if you don't have any open houses or nobody around you is offering you any, you can go on the MLS, look at vacant properties that are not, like, today's Friday. Look at vacant nice properties that maybe been on the market for 30 days, and there's no open house going on this weekend. Call the agent, say, hey, I'd like to do an open house, and just commit to it. Put up as many signs as you can. I'll let you put up like at least 15 signs, and get a flyer going. It is, I think, something for new agents that I would say is, depending on your situation, is you got to have a little bit of money to invest into your business at all times, whether that's flyers or open house signs. So if you have a part-time job, right, it might be a good idea to keep it meanwhile you build your business, but never stop building your business. Like for me, those first 3 years that were tough, I had salary positions in the industry. I was an assistant. I was a recruiter as well once, but always being clear, right, to your boss that, hey, my goal is to be a full-time agent, you know, and that way you always have some money coming in to take, so you're not stressing out, right, while you're building your business. Like I have a 6-year-old son that I had when I was 19, so I needed a little bit of income to keep me afloat until my business picked up, but yeah, that's something I would say is get into every opportunity that you can, be a sponge, and really it's 2 words: don't stop. Don't stop. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what would you say? Because I know you mentioned quite a few different lead sources. What would you say has been the number one lead source across
Open
all
house.
open houses? Love
Open
it.
house has been the best leads for me. Open houses, I've had some decent success with the cold calling, but open houses more than anything. Open houses, sphere of influence, and social media.
Top
And
three.
I'd say in that order as well. And remember, sphere of influence, constantly grow that all the time.
Absolutely. I love that. When I changed my mindset about open houses is when I really started to see things pick up. It went from,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just trying to sell this house to these are appointments that I'm literally on
Right.
like right now. So, it's the one opportunity where you can have maybe 15, 20, 30 appointments literally in
Right.
that time frame. Right. And so thinking about it in that sense is like, okay, I'm constantly auditioning and this is my opportunity to, like you said, cultivate that relationship, build that rapport quickly. So that way
Right.
now I can consistently follow up and they can be hit with my social media and with me reaching out to them and things of that nature for sure. Love that.
Exactly. Something I like to have ready at the open houses is a list of other listings in the neighborhood that are around the same price. Maybe some vacant ones that like, hey, after my open house, I can go show you this other one too. And people love that. That gives you an opportunity to build some rapport and show them another house and show them that you're ready to help them out.
Absolutely. It's funny you mentioned that. I think Shireen, you might have been on Wednesday when we were talking about different lead gen strategies. And I mentioned exactly that. Having backup properties at the open house to just
Right.
immediately, hey, here's four other properties. Maybe this one's a little bit bigger than the open house property. This one's a little bit smaller. This one's a 2-story where our property is a 1-story. Just having a variety to kind of be able to show them on hand to
Right.
Yeah,
make.
and they don't call the other people. That's why. And I just want to say this guy is great. I've written all these little notes of things that I really appreciated that he said. So I wanted to
Awesome.
get
Awesome.
Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome. So, Eric, last question for me, man. What's next in your business? You've already accomplished so much. What's the next step look like for you?
Well, I have a long road ahead of me. I'm only 25. For sure, my goal is to build high volume production as much as I absolutely can. Then that's going to be through all the strategies we talked about this morning. And eventually, I will need help. I will need a team, build my own team, and then buy properties, become an investor, do some flips, some buy and holds. A lot of the people who've mentored me, they own a lot of multifamily properties, and I see how well they're doing. They're like, I could sleep all month and I'll be okay, and I'm like, okay, I want that. I don't want to sleep all month, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, sell enough real estate to eventually buy as much as I can and create generational wealth for my family, and all at the same time having fun and doing everything I can.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love one thing that you said right there. Being able to sleep all month. That's a new goal that I never knew I had. Being able to just sleep all month and be
Yeah,
good. So new goal unlocked. Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up, I kind of want to open it up to the floor. I mean, you've gone over such amazing, amazing things. I kind of want to open it up and for questions, if anybody has any questions for Eric for the last
Sure.
minutes.
I have a question. Eric, I heard that you said that when you were a newer agent, you might have started out doing some other part-time work is good to do, and that's kind of where I am. But I was wondering, working in the real estate business, I just started, and if you join, like, if I'm with Keller Williams Palos Verdes, is that also a possibility to kind of get that income coming from another real estate firm, getting that assistant work? Is that what you did? Is that what you said? Getting like,
Well, if you want a salary position in the office, you're licensed as an agent. I think that's the best way to go. I don't know if it'll work out to like be an assistant at this office and then be an agent at another office. That might be a
yeah,
conflict of interest,
okay,
So find at your office whatever they need. Do they need a recruiter? A lot of offices like having recruiters doing some part-time calls. You know what I mean? Calling other agents. That's what I
yeah,
did. Find another successful agent that you connect with and be their assistant, you know what I mean, for
yeah.
for a part-time basis or something like that. But yeah, I don't know about two offices. I think it's kind of going to work out better for everybody if you just do both, maybe at one office. In
Okay.
my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
I see somebody mentioned right here. Do you have any specific ways you keep in touch with past clients or ask for referrals?
I just call them. I just call them every few months. Just say, hey, past client, hope you're doing good. How's the family? And just saying hello. And at the end of it, just saying, do you have any referrals for me? Yeah, picking up the phone is a little tough for a lot of people, even if it's a past client. I get it, trying to ask for a referral, but yeah, just giving them a call. Christmas time comes along. I do Christmas cards. give them a cool little gift. You know what I mean? Come by, actually give it to them in person. Another great way I do it that's automated is I use a system called HomeBot. I don't know if if you guys have heard about HomeBot. So I ask any buyer, I put it in, you know, I help buy a home, put them in my HomeBot, and then they're looking at their values every month with my face on it. So that's another way.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, definitely love that. I know you mentioned, you know, kind of hard to pick up the phone even with past clients, definitely depending on how that transaction went, right?
Yeah, that too. That too.
Sometimes
Exactly.
you're like, I don't know if I want to call them, but you'd be surprised. Those are the clients that, you know, want to hear from you. I had a client
Right.
before that I thought the transaction was just a complete mess. And she ended up referring me business and raved
Yeah.
about me. And I was like, oh, I didn't know we
Yeah.
liked each other.
Exactly. It's just constantly reminding them. Because not everybody's on social media either, right? So you know, just how you doing? You know, Carlos, just checking in on you, man. You have anything I can do to help you out, or anybody you know? You know, you'll be on the phone when you look at the hang up the call. It'll be less than 5 minutes that you were on the phone with them. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got any other questions out there? No questions? You guys are quiet this morning. Veronica said, such an amazing session. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you,
I
Veronica.
have a question, Eric. Do you have like numbers on how much is the return on the postcards that you send? Is it like 5% response? I mean, not the response I want, the lead. Like you
Well,
send like 3,000. How many are like converted leads and transactions? Do you have
yeah.
that number?
So I don't have it on a percentage basis. I'm gonna tell you simply, I've been doing 2,000 postcards a month for about 6 months since December last year. That's when I started. I've had 3 listing appointments, no actual listings yet, but this is a long game that I'm playing on this one. So I know those 3 listing appointments will eventually become something. If not, something else will. So no, I don't have a percentage number for you. But what I will say is I do like to put something of value that I want people to keep. That's why I put all these events going on in the following month. I wanted people to put it on their fridge, and you know, I know that's going to lead to something one day. So I
Sounds
actually
good.
haven't gotten any listings from it. I've only been doing it 6 months, but my plan is to do it hopefully the rest of my career.
Long term. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Man, Eric, thank you so, so much once again. This was an absolutely amazing, amazing session. I know you dropped tons of gems. I know I personally benefited from some of the things that you said. I'm sure everybody else on the call did as well. So just giving it up for you. Thank you once again. Thank you everybody for joining and for being here. And it's right at the top of 8:30. So we'll go ahead and let y'all go.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything. You can follow me on Instagram if you like. I am, and then Erick Claudio, Eric spelled CK. You guys can get the info from Carlos. Thank you guys for having me. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's work hard to make some money.
Awesome.
Thank you, Eric.
Bye.
Thank you, Eric and Carlos.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.